Merry me, everyone. So what I'm doing right now is I'm pulling the cards for the Capricorn solar month reading, which is a general overview reading for everyone who's vibrating at a frequency to receive the video. For those of you who have watched these videos before, you know how it goes. Do the same thing. For those of you who haven't, I'm going to quickly sum that up. I'm going to pull a card from the Ocean Zen Tarot. I'm going to pull a card from the Mystic, I never can say this one right without looking at the booklet, Navigators of the Mystic Sea, I believe that's what it is, Tarot, and a card from the White Eagle Medicine Wheel deck. And I'm going to actually sit with the cards for a while. I'm going to come back at a later time after meditating upon it and taking some notes, and then I'm going to do the tarot reading, which is, a different way to do it. It's my unique way to do it. Stick with that. So anyhow, here we go. For the Osha deck, we have Traveling, which is the 8 of Fire cards. Mystic Sea. Okay, that's actually 2 cards. Usually if one falls out, I will flip it over and we'll have an extra card, but that was 2 cards. It's simple, I'll just put it back in the deck. Go. We have 6 of Pentacles, Compensation. I don't know if you can see that well, but if not, I'll be showing you it while I do the reading anyway. And last card, Sun Dancer reversed. So this is nice, some fresh cards we haven't seen in a while. Okay, so I've come back to the cards, and I'm going to start by talking about the flavor or the commonality, the color scheme here, as I often do, because there is a pattern, and I'm going to point this out. This month we have cards that are very much root chakra colors. There's a lot of red and brown, tans, and it's a very grounding energy. And looking at the reading that the notes I've taken, and with this reading is different than Scorpio and the Sagittarius solar month readings. There definitely seems to be a shift in energy, and there's a very different flavor to this month, which I'm very excited and happy about. I think I said there's a grounding energy here, very much corresponding to the root chakra. There's a life force, passion, energy flowing, designed, I feel, to, or sense to really help us feel more stable, to connected to Earth, and set us up perhaps for this next coming year. The new year actually does arise during the solar month of Capricorn, so that's really wonderful. There's an energy here that's perhaps setting us up for the start of the new year and also following us into that new year to help us get a good footing, lay a good foundation for the year. So that, I think, is encouraging. There's a message here of reaping harvest and restoring balance. This card, there's a message in here that it's a temporary phase, as everything is temporary. That's what it says in the booklet, everything is temporary. We're being asked whether we are just taking or whether we are also giving back to Earth. So there's a feeling of connecting with Earth. Often the case is often when that's occurring, that we're just taking and there's an imbalance there, a great imbalance. It's only because it hasn't been pointed out to us, or we haven't seen it and recognized that we're doing that. Most people want to give back to Earth. Most people feel a connection. It's Mother Earth, and they would like it to be a harmonious, balanced relationship. They would like to have a good relationship with Earth, with the planet. It's just that they haven't, like I said, recognized that that's going on. There are journeys in the card. This is the travel card. It's an action card, a fire card. Journeys for some will actually be physical. There may be temporary journeys, moving of homes, relocating, short journeys, long journeys. All kinds of journeys are possible. For some, this is going to be spiritual or emotional or mental journeys, and for some it's going to be journeys into new phases, such as new jobs, educational pursuits, new relationships. There's a feeling of success through living and through processes rather than only at the end when we accomplish a goal. So that is supported this month. It's supported by the cards. It's supported with the energy of this month to try and embody that, to try to really enjoy things as they're occurring, enjoy the present moment, enjoy the processes, and not just the end result. So some examples of that are, if you're taking a course because you want a credential, enjoying the process of earning that credential, enjoying the experience of taking that course and whatever that means, whether it's interacting with people, meeting people, like physical course or online, or however that is, enjoying the whole process, or just enjoying a chunk of the process, maybe not 100% of it, but making shifts in our mindset so that we're enjoying the journey, not just the end result, not just we reached the peak of the mountain, but enjoying the whole hike up the mountain, things of that nature. There is a sense of movement and change. For some, physical relocation, like I said. Others, changing their way of being somehow. But it promises that the going will be easy and there will be growth. Again, the more, if we're in resistance to that, if we refuse to accept that, or perhaps if we're very confused, we may not feel that way. But the energy for this month is supportive of allowing us to enjoy ourselves and for there to be a flow, a harmony, and an ease and grace about all of this. And like I said, shifting the mindset to enjoy the present moment and see what is available. Sorry, just dropped my crystal. See what is available and beneficial to us in the process, not just the end result, making the most of and seeing the beauty in the journey itself will be very advantageous to us because the energies are there to amplify it, just like when you have a savings account and you put money in the savings account and then the bank gives you interest based on how much money you have in that savings account. It's the same sort of thing here, where when we are taking steps to do this, to make the most of our lives and to extract and take the goodness of the journey rather than just focusing on the end result. The more that we do that, the more the universe is going to be matching us and making that easier for us. There's adventures in the cards. Again, it's supported by the universe. The booklet actually says that it's promised, that the going will be easy and that there will be growth as well, and we can enjoy that growth process. Sometimes we go through things where we're growing, but it's through hardships and it's through things that don't really feel good in the moment, through struggles that we're growing from that. But this is the opposite. This is, there may be, work, like when we take a course or something, we dedicate ourselves to that. But again, the energy and the flow is supportive of it being enjoyable for us, being fun and flowing, and there being a certain grace and ease to it. And it looks like the adventures that are available for us this month as well should be fun and enjoyable, and there be a lightness to them, a lightheartedness, a lightness, an uplifting quality. There is a warning here against excessive planning, and there's caution against making unnecessary struggles for yourself, struggling unnecessarily. A lot of this may be mental stuff if you want to cling to old patterns of doubt and fear and feel that you have to do extra work and a lot of planning rather than just going with your heart and the flow and living in the moment and allowing yourself to believe that things can be that good and allowing yourself to sit and be comfortable with positive emotions. For some of us, that's an issue because of our past programming and what we've learned. And lost my train of thought. But an attitude of openness and acceptance is there's a message for that, for us to have an attitude of openness and acceptance for ourselves and others and the processes that we're going to, being open-minded to the experiences and so forth. That is another place where we might have struggle if we refuse to do that. If we get rigid, thinking this must happen or else I'm derailed from my path. This is absolutely necessary, this must happen, and something looks like it's not in alignment, we go to our negative emotions, we get upset about it, we allow our negativity to really rain on our own parade. That's a possibility, but the attitude of openness and acceptance and relaxation and embracing your bliss and embracing joy and fun and being in the moment and seeing what is good about the present, what is good about working towards things and the shifts and changes that are occurring. Like I said, like the bank account thing, the universe will come in and amplify those good feelings. So that's really wonderful and encouraging. Okay, so with this card is asking us if we are living for ourselves and ourselves alone, or if we seek to help and heal Gaia and all who are upon her children. If we have this can occur for a number of reasons why we might be doing this. In the beginning, I pointed out a lot of times it's just because we haven't realized that that's what's going on, that that's what we've been doing. But also, scarcity mindset can lead us to take these actions where we feel like that's the way that we must live, and we can't see another way to be. We can't find the time or the energy to care about anyone but ourselves, because we're so afraid that if we don't place all of that care and attention on ourselves, then our needs won't be met and we won't be okay, we won't be safe. There's a message in here, getting a message to say, that it is safe to expand our heart energy out and to expand our love, really, and to take actions to care and to take actions to try and heal this planet and each other, whether that means just being there for somebody, whether that means environmental steps or changing your lifestyle, or whether that means starting with some meditations to help you inwardly connect with that and do that. We have, during this solar month, it starts out with Christmas for some people. Let's see, Yule. Yes, Yule is in Capricorn. That's when the month actually begins and changes from Sagittarius to Capricorn is on the winter solstice on Yule. So we have the winter solstice, we have Christmas, Kwanzaa, I think part of Hanukkah, all of these celebrations that are, I'm sorry if I left yours out, but all of these celebrations that are very much about connecting with others and about hope and peace and love and giving and receiving. And I feel like there's a message in here to not forget the earth and the planet at large and those who are behind the scenes. Some really loving choices and shifts could be made on a large scale and on a small scale to include others across the oceans, in impoverished countries, homeless people in your neighborhood, people of other species, etc. And that is, of course, encouraged, as well as Gaia as a being. So, a great time to start recycling if you don't recycle, or go vegan if you aren't vegan, or start eating some more vegan meals, or buy some local vegan food and things of this nature. Just, it's also a really good time, like I said, to connect in with that energy, even if it's only through meditation. I really feel like this is sort of a message to be like, Gaia and the planet loves you too, and wants to be involved in these, I'm almost crying, in these celebrations, to be a part of it. And so that's how the month starts off, that the Capricorn month goes on for a while until the not the very end of January, but about 3.5 weeks into January. So it's going to go through when a lot of people celebrate New Year's, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day being January 1st, and the beginning of what a lot of people consider the new year. A weird culturally, our cultural new year, our collective cultural new year. So all of these energies, these grounding, really supportive, optimistic, loving, positive energies of success and of joy and of moving forward movement is really beautiful, along with an ease and a gentleness. New adventures are on the table here, a restoring of balance and a reaping of harvest. It's really cool. So I think this is going to be a great relief for a number of people who have recently had things shaken up for them, especially as far as stability issues, monetary issues, safety issues, health issues, your physical body, your sense of security within and safety, family issues, family spats and discord, and not necessarily or just bloodline family, physical family, but also soul groups, and community, is the right term here, people whom you feel are a family or an extended family. So this can be groups of friends, this can be just organizations that you have things in common with, perhaps your church group or your poetry group, your reading club, your race, perhaps, things of this nature. And what else? There's really not too much cautionary stuff in here. There is just a couple things. There's the message of everything being temporary and this being a temporary phase. So I would say that's really a message for us to allow in the gifts of this season, of this month, and to avoid being in extreme resistance to them or clinging to the past, clinging to our resentment or hate, or being unwilling to forgive, unwilling to follow what feels good within, really. If we are sticking in a state of misery over our mental stuff, we think, well, that was really wrong of them and I'm going to hold a grudge and I'm not going to talk to them, even though we really feel a push and motivation from our emotional body to go ahead and talk to them, as if it would be a load off from us. If we insist on keeping the load on us, then I think we're going to miss out. And there's a message to follow your heart and your emotional guidance system, and to allow a flow of energy, that you're supported by the universe in your journey, and that your journey like I said, is going to be easier, and there's going to be some growth going on, which is a really positive message, I feel, for a lot of people, because a lot of people really feel still like January 1st, the New Year's, is a time to make shifts and to go on new journeys, to leave the past behind and to go on new journeys. They set goals, aspirations, resolutions, etc., and set on their way on a new path. And I feel like there's a message here to just believe in yourself, and you'll do well. Believe in yourself and see the benefits, see your progress. Just kind of focus on the positive and allow yourself to enjoy that stuff. Sometimes I think people really do themselves a disservice with the resolutions and things of that nature, because they're very black and white about it, and they ignore all of their progress and focus in on a mistake, or when they see themselves as falling off track, and all that negative thinking and the negative emotions behind that really spiral and bring you down and make it so that you keep attracting in that failure, those failures, that perceived failure, and keep you stuck. So if you can just allow yourself a little, allow that to go. If you think you fall off track, you eat something fattening and that's your resolution to only eat there's good fats anyway, but if you miss a day at the gym and your aspiration, your resolution was to go 4 times a week, and you miss a day 1 week, it doesn't mean that you're off the path and that your journey is over. It just means that something happened that was different than what you expected. And we have a really interesting astrological aspect going on with Saturn and Neptune. Saturn being discipline and what we have been viewing as reality and the physical world and rules and so forth. And then we have Neptune, which is illusions and our dreams and things of that nature, what we perceive as illusions and dreams and so forth. So there's a really interesting conversation going on with those two planets that I don't really know that much about. You can go and listen to astrologers talk about that if you wanted to, or get some reading from an astrologer about that. But I think that this reading really is saying that, hey, this can be positive. We can shift the way things have been in a way that is going to make us more successful with what we want and make us happier with what we want. So it's really an illusion, back to see things in black and white like that. I feel on the one hand, yes, it's a reality that if you light up that cigarette, or you relapse and you go have that drink of alcohol, or you skip that day at the gym or whatever, that your intention and that goal that you have set for yourself has you've not met it. But at the same time, we have sometimes we have a desire to control things a little too much, and it doesn't have to be as big of a deal as we make it. I'm not trying to encourage people to fall off track or to I'm not trying to encourage people to do that, to fall off track or think nothing of partaking in self-abusive behaviors. But at the same time, when we hold on to negative emotions and thoughts about that and beat ourselves up about it and have guilt and whatever, that really serves the the underworld that really serves to just attract more of it to us. So everything I said in the beginning about, the universe matching you with your following your bliss and enjoying the process of what you're going through, and the more you do that, the more you're drawing attention to the benefits, to the progress you're making, to your walk along this path, and not the times when you step to the side of the path. That's a good way to put it, I think, is, sometimes we think like we've climbed this mountain and we've taken one action and something's happened and we've fallen off the mountain and we need to start all over again. But actually, the real reality of it is, we're just walking along this path, and our foot may have slipped to the side. We may have walked, a little off the path, but the path is still right over there, and we're not backtracking or falling down at all. We've gone sideways, and we can just, come back over to the path and continue on our journey and keep going. So, grounding energies, step foot. I'm wrapping this up here, but I'm really excited about this. Like I said, I think this is very cool for us to walk into the new year with really supportive root chakra energy, really supportive things for bringing in our harvest, reaping our harvest, and for ease and grace with our journeys, our new journeys. And again, the other warning here is against excessive planning, and there's some caution against struggling unnecessarily and against the need for struggle. So I think this is more of a power play thing within ourselves a lot of times, and also planning can be really good, and it definitely has its purpose and its place and can be a really useful tool for us and necessary at times. However, when we're doing it excessively, what can happen is we've set up so many of the details of how we expect things to happen that we're kind of demanding of the universe to limit its creativity down quite a bit. And so the universe tries to give us things, and we try to attract things subconsciously in a way that our conscious mind is not expecting. And because we've laid out all of these plans of how it should be, and we have this idea of how it should go, we don't recognize that we're still on the path, that the universe has given us something as a surprise to just keep it interesting, and that we're on the path, we're moving in the right direction. It looks to us like something's out of alignment because it's not the way that we said it should be. It's not the way that we planned it out to be, and that creates emotions of discouragement. And so I think that's a big part of why it's probably a warning against excessive planning. And again, there's no need to struggle unnecessarily. If you find yourself really pent up with frustration or aggravation or something like that, you may want to look for a healthy way to just release that worry, etc. Just release that and incorporate in patterns of releasing it rather than letting it spiral. So, some exercises, meditation, getting some laugh therapy, and whatever works for you, whatever feels good. Again, because there's no need for the struggle. The universe is providing us with, like being on an escalator and deciding to try to walk up it. There's no need to do that. You can just kind of go with the flow because we're well supported with that. You're receiving the thought that doesn't mean that there won't be anything for you to do, any action steps to take, or that You aren't going to have to discipline yourself some. For some of you, that is part of your path, and you will need to do that. But doing so in a more lighthearted, positive way, a positive frame of mind with optimism, is the way to go. I also really think with this card, there's nothing about it in the booklet, but this card, what I feel about it is the Sun Dancer is a very uplifting energy. The radiance of the sun and the warmth of the sun, the health benefits of it. It really reminds me of connecting in with Source and with our own true, our solar plexus chakra, our third chakra, Manipura chakra. Thoughts and feelings and fun actions that are self-empowering, that make us feel strong within ourselves, and free-spirited, with freedom to enjoy ourselves and have fun and be supported. I think there's going to be shifts in progress and gifts bestowed upon us along these lines. Again, I know I'm taking a longer time with this one, but again, I wanted to point out that for some people, these journeys are going to be physical, and a lot of what I've been talking about is physical stuff. For some people, it's not. It's going to be about mental, emotional, and spiritual stuff. And so I think this is a really important, beautiful card and message here with that. And I think that for those of you who are going through shifts that are mental, emotional, and spiritual, and you're having journeys on that plane, that your guidance really is having to do with connecting in with Source, connecting in with your inner child, connecting in with the things that really make you feel good, uplifted, powerful in a way that is an overflow of love, that is loving for yourself. You feel loved by yourself, and you feel an overflow of love for others, and not at all the type of perceived power that is power over others, power through domination, etc., but the exact opposite, a power to get your needs met in a way that does not involve that is very much peaceful. That feeling of power, really allowing yourself to feel it and let it guide you. You can go with that. And also Gaia again, making shifts that will connect you and better your relationship with the Mother Earth aspect, because she, I think she will treat you more like you will feel, let's put it that way, because I think Gaia always treats us like we're her children, and loves us unconditionally, but you will feel like a better son or daughter, and you will feel an ease and grace and a shift on your journey, getting you over certain humps that have been created, that you've created for yourself, and struggles, and feel a greater ease if you allow yourself to make certain changes and do the things that make you feel more connected to Gaia, feel your relationship with her as Mother Earth, and the nurturing, allow yourself to receive the nurturing that she has to give, but also allow yourself to feel the joy and the love and the good feelings associated with giving back to her and treating her with love and respect and care. I feel like for a lot of you, that's going to feel like a shift in maturity. You will feel more mature, more wise for that, and it'll help you feel better about yourself. So that's what I have for the reading. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not. I haven't said that in a while, so I'm going to put that out there. And I welcome your feedback on the reading, as well as any shares you want to share. And it's not making much sense. Again, I'm on Patreon, so please consider supporting me on Patreon. The link for that is down below. Not a lot of rules with it, so check that out. And I want to send you, wishes of peace and love and respect and happiness and joy and all of the stuff that's traditional for this season, along with my reading. So I hope that everyone really has a wonderful Capricorn month, solar month. Merry part and merry meet again.